Hello. Hey. Hi, everybody. Hello. Jennifer, you're muted.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
There we go. Everyone's voice now is here. Evelyn is here. Fran is here. Hello. Hello. Aw, Evelyn's so nice.
Evelyn.
She used to say, I'm all fired up for the show. The moment I thought that fire engine started going crazy with all the sirens of synchronicities. We'll take the synchronicities. That's awesome.
Yay, dream team.
Yes, that's right. Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. And really, the beautiful thing about this is we have another new show with Sacred Spiral Network, Fashionably Spiritual, and it's going to be on Mondays once a month. And that is going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I would like for you ladies to share with us what the vibe of the show is. So Nancy and Jennifer, please let us know what inspired this and what you're going to give the audience with the energy of it.
Yes.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you for having us on today. And hi to everybody who's joined us, like Evelyn and Fran and Miss Micah Christopher. Great to see you. Jennifer McCormick. She's up late for us. We got to give her props for that. Good job, Jennifer. Thank you, beautiful. Hi, Courtney. Great to see you too, beautiful. Too. So, Nancy and I were just feeling the vibe to put something together, and we were hoping to kind of just really delve into like modern spirituality, like bringing spirituality kind of into a more modern vibe of like what it's coming into. So there's always this constant evolution that's happening, and there's all of this beautiful change that's happening as well. So we thought this was a wonderful time to start exploring that, and that gives us so much to work with. So we're very excited to have a very fun and uplifting, also educational and interactive show that will bring us all together and into a beautiful exploration of spirituality.
Absolutely. We were really looking for something, fresh and new with a cool vibe where everybody can, share their experiences and feel like they're in a safe space with us. And, honestly, no matter, what your religion is, what your belief is, we just want you to live it. We just want to be able to empower everyone to feel what they feel, and let's chat about it, right?
Let's chat about it. And I know you want the show to have an edge.
Yes.
I know that
we want a fiery, edge where, we can all feel empowered, not just as women, but obviously we love all of our men that come into our audience as well. So we really want everyone to feel that empowerment, and we really want to raise the vibration and kind of really, put the love out there, because it's so very, very much needed for everyone to feel safe and heard.
Put the love out there, but also kind of have some like candor and fun with the conversations of like what the heck's going on, and really poke fun, but also with loving intent. Have everybody kind of look in the mirror collectively and be like, what energy are we really wearing and bringing to each other as, and what would we really want to be showcasing? Because some of the things that are out in the spiritual community, I think, are worth talking about. Like, what is this person walking in with? And let's really break that down. It's almost like breaking down a look, an energetic being, an energetic essence, but in a kind of a clever, fun way. I think that's kind of like how you wanted to remodel, I guess, some of the conversations. Is that right with this show?
Yeah, I think that we understand that spirituality doesn't have to look one way, and sometimes, especially people are kind of new coming into this, kind of feel like they have to dress a certain way, eat a certain way, act a certain way, speak a certain way, and we would kind of like to dispel some of those myths and encourage people to be who they are and express themselves authentically.
Yes.
There we go, authentically. But
There you go.
then what does that mean? So a lot of we spoke about this behind the scenes. What does that mean? What does that look like? So we have a lot of spiritual expressions and phrases out there and catchphrases and things like that. And it's like, but what does that mean? What does that look like? How do we do that? So we wanted to kind of take some of those ideas and go a little bit more in depth. And yay, Michael. And hi to everybody who's joined us as well too, and have fun as well too. So a place where we can just really be ourselves, but like really get in a little bit deeper too, but in a fun way.
Right. Agree. And we definitely, I think, Jennifer, you said it perfectly. We really want to encounter and explore our own unique way of expressing ourselves. Sometimes expressing ourselves doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be, abrupt. It could be as simple as, journaling. It could be setting up an altar in your house. It could be as simple as just breathing techniques and really kind of walking and working through what's going on in the world. So we really want a place where you can feel comfortable to express yourself, for whatever that might look like for you.
Definitely. And there's so many things that are new right now, like literally in the world and in all different areas that can fall under the umbrella of spirituality. And it's like AI is new. So like that's new, but that falls also because it comes up into the spiritual community, and this goes into foods that are out there, the way things are being produced and way things are being done in new and different ways that we may not all be aware of or know about too. So there's like so many things that we can discuss and explore that will kind of bring us all into kind of like today, where are we today, and kind of looking forward thinking into the future as well. Hi, Lynn Boyd. How are you? We've got Lynn Juno and Lynn Boyd here today. That's awesome.
Yes.
Hi, Lori.
Welcome, Jessie. We have
Yeah.
Jessie also, and Heidi.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much
Great
for
to see
joining
you all
us.
too.
Debbie,
Yeah, it's really good to see all of you.
Michael.
Hi, Jesse. Hi, Heidi. Hi,
Hey,
Tammy.
Jesse. Hey, Lynn.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Debbie's
Lynn.
here too. Debbie Ontiveros and Anne is here too. So welcome everybody. We're
Morning.
happy that you're here. Thanks for joining us. So we're having just a fun Monday evening here together. I saw
Yes.
Jeffrey here as well. So great to see you. Hello, beautiful Lori.
Yes. Hello, Lori. It's great to see you. And I think that there's a lot of enthusiasm as we're kind of letting people know about the show, because you're like showcasing your own like feminine, like fun, fierce essence. I mean, Nancy back there has her Coco Chanel, number 5 bottle, and she like is like with her beautiful like, it's not a blazer, is it? Is it technically a blazer? Is it buttoned
it's a
up?
fringy, really pretty sweater.
Sweater, forgive me. Right?
She's a
And
sparkle
then
magic girl.
yes. And then Jennifer's rocking her lipstick. So, with like that bright red. And it's the expression of the human spirit. And we're doing so in a way where it's like, this is who I am. And I get to actually have fun with being a spiritual being, not necessarily, let's look at this in a classical sense. Let's look at it in a modern sense and have that effervescence with it.
Yeah, agree. And speaking about being yourself, I have to say, through all of my development, I was very blessed to have teachers and mentors that really did allow me to be myself and didn't try to, change who I was into a certain box where, like Jennifer talked about, you have to behave a certain way, you should look a certain way. So we really just like, this show is going to be up for whatever goes. I mean, we have a wide range of topics that could go any which way. We just really want to have some fun with it. But also, really bring an element of love and just compassion for one another so that you can feel that as well and have a place to come, at 6 o'clock US time on a Monday night and just feel that with us. Thank you, Lisa.
You are the cutest, Nancy. Hi, Lisa, too. Michael, what page are you on? I don't know what page we were streaming on multiple pages.
I know.
He's all alone on one of the pages.
He's like, I'm all alone. It's funny because on some of the broadcasts, Facebook is jumping, and then some of the broadcasts, YouTube's jumping, or we have kind of a main page that is attracting more. So it is funny how that goes sometimes. It'll be crickets in one area, but it's not other places.
Yeah, exactly. Michael's all, I'm by myself. Where is everybody?
Michael, please. I was on Facebook.
Happy Easter,
I did notice that it's a little slower there right now, but more people are on YouTube actually. But yeah, I don't know. There's a mixture. It's a mixture. People are just popping in really quick.
20 a.m. Oh, wow.
Yeah, thanks for our UK friends who are here very late. Yeah, I know it's in the 2 a.m. It's all that afternoon tea you guys be drinking over there.
It's a lot. I have tea, but it's not caffeinated. Yeah. I couldn't do it. Tony says happy Easter.
Hi, happy Easter, Tony. Hi, Tammy. Thanks for the love, girl.
And Evelyn, all about being in your own skin without trying to please anyone but yourself.
Right.
Yes, that's very the show.
And how do we do that? What does that mean? And it's like, that's kind of what we want to get into. Like, what does it mean to be you, to be real? And how do we get there too? So if we can explore that so that we can continue to build in that confidence with ourselves, because we come into the spiritual community to hope to find some belonging, to find a tribe, to find a place where we can feel finally get to feel like ourselves and be ourselves, but there's an unfoldment of that. And a lot of people are in their healing process altogether. So then there's a lot of reflections happening and things like that. So how can we, as a very diverse spiritual community, come together, evolve together, mature together? What can we create? What can we do for the world if we can build that too? So let's talk about that. What does that mean? What does it mean to be aware? Nancy and I were speaking about that too, and so thank you, Michael Christopher. You found your people over at what page
He's on YouTube.
We love you, Michael Christopher.
It's jumping on YouTube. Another thing I found out too that they've apparently, if you have your settings on, you could be some people are commenting. Yes, it's more bouncing on YouTube, but some people are commenting, but you won't see their comments because of privacy settings.
Okay.
Yeah, there is some of that. Jennifer's on, but Michael didn't see Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Jennifer S. Lee, shout out to you. Michael's I found the cool kid. So what does it mean to be a spiritual cool kid? I would like to know that. What does that mean?
Me too. I would like to know that too. Oh my gosh, yeah, Michael.
I mean, I was just having a conversation. I mean, shout out to Lynn, and she was talking about hey, being able to express yourself and be out in the open, that's the cool kid energy, with what you're able to do with your work.
Yeah.
Right. And embracing each other too, and giving each other space so that we can all shine together. There's plenty of room for all of us to shine. As mediums, there's plenty of people in spirit to go around for all of us. And so the more we can, come together and work together, embrace each other and love each other, imagine what we can create with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of us, all over the country that we've all gotten to know one another, which is pretty incredible if you think about it. I mean, you know, when I hate to keep bringing up the pandemic, but it really did change a lot of things with connecting people together. And I mean, we've all gotten to know each other just through social media. And I'm noticing more and more, there's so many of us that have this fear, you know, going into whatever modality, you know, whether it's energy healing or mediumship or psychic. Like we all just want to be the best that we can because we want to provide that love and healing. And, you know, we all, our nerves, you know, get a hold of us before we're going to do a demonstration or before we're going to do a reading. We all have this commonality. And I feel like the more we support one another, you know, I know when I get online to do readings, I can feel the love in the room. I can feel from my room all the way to wherever each and every one of you are, that just will kind of calm my nerves and allow me to connect with spirit. And it's pretty phenomenal if we think about it. I mean, the love that we all share is pretty great. So I really wanted to share that because we're all, you know, those of us who are trying to do this work, we're all here experiencing the same things.
We
Yep.
are. I think that's like the, you know, commonality. You might look at a title and it's like fashionably spiritual. Like, what does that mean? And it's just like, sure, the conversation is more modern, but it's like really timeless. It's just, you know, how do you feel good in your skin? How do you express yourself? And this is not a vain thing. This is, you know, you coming into your being. And so when I said like, hey, like what's cool, or we were kind of joking about like the cool kids because someone like mentioned that, like because
Love is cool. Love is way cool.
Love is way cool. Heidi was, and I want to ask you like, what is cool more in your eyes, or what's fashionable in your eyes? And Heidi was saying to her, authenticity, unconditional love, knowing we're all connected, shining bright and holding the light. And Michael was talking just being authentic, the authenticity, yes, and being real, feeling free to talk about our individual experiences.
Right.
Yeah, that's what makes us work cool, definitely.
Yes.
Trying to put the judgment aside and open and accepting and listening of each other. Yeah. Well done.
I'll tell you something, Michael. You know, whenever I jump on your show and I hear you talking, thank you, Debbie. You just, I get you. And you've actually, and I have not shared this with you, so I'm going to share this with you publicly. Like when I hear you on your show and you're doing your mediumship, like I really get you and I connect with you and I understand where you're coming from. And you're just so real and authentic. And I really just want to, you know, big shout out to you. I really, you know, my hat goes off to you. I really love how honest and authentic that you are, because it really, like some of us feel that way, but we may not always say it out loud, and you give us the reason to feel comfortable to do that. So thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Being lighthearted. We as mediums experience people at their lowest points in life. We have to bring a sense of levity. I really feel that those in spirit want us to laugh and normalize crossing over. I love that. Yeah.
Me too.
Spirit world does have a sense of humor.
Being lighthearted. That's
The levity
great.
is needed. The levity is needed. So like, what's something with levity that you experience, whether in your own spirituality or what you see within the spiritual community, where you go like, what the heck is that? Like we all gotta laugh at ourselves and be like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Or what is spirit doing? What are you doing to me, spirit?
Yeah.
What's on the top of your head with some of those experiences?
Oh God. Nancy, you go first.
You know, I think for me, I feel the love around when I connect. But I guess the levity part of it too is that spirit really comes in very lighthearted, where, you know, they want to add some humor to it. They want to add some kind of jokey elements to it sometimes. And I think that we just have to express how it's coming to us, because it is a very sacred space when we're delivering messages, but they also want us to feel that joy. They want us to laugh. They want us to feel that happiness. So I think in the beginning, I had a hard time honoring, like, oh my gosh, this has to be so serious. Like, I can't like joke and laugh about it. But so I guess for me, it's kind of evolved where I want to make it what it's supposed to be, how they want
Yeah. Yeah, very accurate too. And I know in many of the readings or messages that I get from loved ones is they tend to go like this. They'll go kind of serious, but then they want to bring it back up again, and then they'll go into a happy memory, and then they may go serious again and then come back into a happy memory or a funny joke. And so it kind of does this, little wave, and this just little how they want to like bring it all together too. And it's it's important too. Yeah. So, but that's another facet of spirituality, that it has to just be so serious and like all the time. We are allowed to have fun. We are allowed to laugh. We are allowed to be free. We are allowed to be childlike and playful too. We are allowed to enjoy
Yeah, they
colors
want you to
and
smile. They want you to
yes, to live.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They're perfectly fine where they are. They want you to
Michael
be.
is a great egg. Yeah. Being open and seeing from another perspectives. I love that, Courtney. Yeah. You're a great egg, Michael.
We're gonna have to get like
Yeah.
one of these days, Michael, on Fashionably Spiritual for an episode, and he's gonna have to like show up with a top hat or something. I want to see him tricked out on the show.
That'd be cool. And well, we've got Ed Odell too, because he always wears his steampunk hat on his show over there too. So we could have the two gentlemen come in with their hats on.
People can
That'd
bring
be
in
super fun.
pictures or pop in to say hello. We can bring them in on the
Yeah.
show and showcasing how they feel most.
Can we
Yeah.
wear hats too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please. Are you kidding me?
Courtney says being open to other people's perspectives, and oh my gosh, that is so important, because we all kind of have our experience, and we have to, and I always like to say, well, here's my experience, here's just my opinion, here's what I think, but it doesn't mean that that's concrete. And I am very open to hearing, what others think, what their experiences are. So that is really key, Courtney. Thank you for mentioning that. I mean, that could be a whole entire show to talk about that.
Yeah, very true. And that's why we're all part of the same team for the Love of Spirit with Miss Fran. And I created the Sunday service because I wanted to have a place where we could all come together just for the love, because I could see back then, years ago, like how diverse the spiritual community was. But it tended to be like, my Reiki's better than your Reiki, my astrology's better than your astrology. Why aren't you fighting for this cause? Why are you not fighting for, there was a lot of that kind of happening too. And so it's nice that I do feel like we're continuing to evolve in the direction of really respecting each other, and replacing some of that judgment with open-heartedness, open-mindedness, and the understanding that we're all learning and growing, and beliefs change over time. They really do. We get more information, and then they change over time. And I've come to understand that something happens and you can get a lot of different explanations for it. And what's more likely is that they're all true at once.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I believe, there's a lot more.
Hey, Melinda.
Similar than different. Yes. Yeah. Hello to Melinda, Truth Wave, Angelo, and Dr. Kelly. Hey, Kelly Schultz.
Wow, cool. Truth Wave Energy Mentor. I love that. Great to see you.
Dominic, hello.
Hey, Dom.
Hi, Dom.
Tammy, hello. I love up top too. Well, there's some funny stuff when we're calling Michael a good egg. Evelyn's like, he keeps his sunny side up. That's so and Dominic is saying yes, playfulness, right?
Yeah.
Sat
through
through
many.
many a stodgy service.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh. We used
Yes.
to, as kids, we used to go to church every Sunday, and I was the youngest daughter, and my dad never wanted to be there. So he and I would sit in the back pews, and he would, like a commercial, he'd give me lifesavers. And we would just sit back there eating our candy, trying to wait for it to be over. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Ronnie's here. Hello, Ronnie. I like how Melinda said, always be a kid, too. It's like, it's so true. I love the little girl in me. I love her so much. I love
Aw.
my ego. I know it's an illusion, but I love it. It's fun to be Jennifer. I love
Is
you.
that, I have a question for you ladies. Do you find that's the same? Is your inner child the same as your ego? Do you find it similar or different or crossover?
Mm, I find some differences there too, because we have a very complex and diverse, multifaceted, multidimensional self. And I use the word illusion lightly because we're always continually transforming and integrating, and then sometimes even separating more if we go through trauma and things like that too. But we have many protective mechanisms that we put on, and then, and then there's this kind of front that tries to hide everything that's going on underneath there. So when we're developing authenticity, we're actually getting more in touch with the inner child, that vulnerable part, the vulnerable side of our core self that understands we're all here trying to love and be loved and belong somewhere too, right? And so the ego can take on many different forms and many different costumes of how it wants to sort of protect the core of us too. But that inner child playful self, think of it, children don't have this fully developed personality structure yet too. They're just like open to the world and free, and then they start to do that over time, right? So that's how I would see the kind of differences in there too. And the more we build self-love for the parts of self, that's how we are able to, kind of come back into that more authentic integration self. So it's like I've got my mature grown up self that continues to grow and evolve, but that little, free spirit in me too, she's always there too, but she's my responsibility to take care of too.
So like
So,
what energy would little Nancy or little Jennifer wear versus what, like woman Nancy and woman Jennifer? What's the persona shift? What's whether you describe it visually or a feeling base? What is the energy that you wear? The little you once was and the you now.
interesting question. I'm still trying to relocate my inner child because she's gone missing. So I'm trying to locate her.
Yes. Yes.
She's not always in my view.
Nancy, you have one, Nancy, trust me. She's in there.
So the wand helps bring out
Do
the
you have your wand handy? See, now we've
do.
got our inner. There we go. Let's pull this out.
Wait, we're with the fairy show. I can't remember which show we're
fairy
at.
show, right? You need we need some type of element, or whether it's a wand or something else. You're rocking something.
If I had to give an answer, I would say my inner child is very similar, where I'm feisty, I'm fiery, I tend to have a big mouth. And, even as a 7-year-old, my parents would take me out to dinner and I would order a Budweiser. I just always had that mouth on me. So they're pretty close.
Good for you.
So you came out of the womb like 40 or something?
Pretty much, yeah. Yep. My mom didn't get to be the mom. I was the mom. I was always telling her what to do.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
That really
I love that. Evelyn wants fairy wings. Oh no. Oh, that was Fran and her fairy wings too. Yes. We have fairy wings and we have little, flower crowns.
Michael's saying he wants a
Sorry.
wand, first of
Yeah,
all.
you should get one. You should get one, Michael. Ronnie's got one too. We got to show you Ronnie. Maybe Ronnie, you could post a picture of it too, so we could
Ronnie,
show.
you have
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Ronnie's got a wand too, so you
Michael
need a
needs a
wand too,
wand.
right? See, this is how we this is how we
This
do
is
it.
how we roll.
fairy wings. Well, maybe we can't break out that can of Budweiser for your inner child. I'm sorry. Maybe not. maybe we need a little something else. Well, hey, we could have a prop. You just bring a beer cozy, like a bedazzled beer cozy. Maybe that would illustrate. But everyone has something, everyone has something. How about you, Jennifer?
Can you repeat that question?
Sure. How would your inner child or like
Mhm.
little Jennifer wear their energy versus, Jennifer now, the woman is Jennifer.
Yeah, she's probably a little more girly, like a little bit more soft and feminine and girly, sunshiny too. So yeah, it depends on the situation. Yeah, she's a little more girly, more feminine, more softer too.
Michael.
So yeah,
It is a New York
it's a
thing.
New York thing, Nancy.
It's straight in my blood. A back east Italian girl. What can I say?
Yeah, you'd probably see me in a sundress and barefoot. That would be a little bit more of my inner child. Yeah.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I see
Yeah.
little
You're
pigtails
beautiful.
too.
Huh?
I see little blonde pigtails too. Aw, so cute.
Did you ever
Turn
do
that you on.
pigtails?
Oh, cute. Girl next door. The girl next door.
Yeah, I know. That's not new.
I know.
Jennifer, we can get you one too. We can get you one too. Or
I
like
know
a
I
shaman
look like the
stick.
girl next door, but I have a lot of weirdness in me too. Have you seen my poetry? You seen the stuff I write? Trust me, I'm like out in the cosmos.
That's so
Get
beautiful.
really weird, questioning the nature of reality, going beyond the beyond the beyond. So there.
Did you ever write poetry when you were younger?
I did. Oh, that's a good question. I don't think I did. Yeah, that came out more later in life. Yeah, as I begin to become more of an open channel. But thank you for asking. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. But yeah, I was always kind of metaphysically oriented, always interested in spirituality, astrology from a very early age too. So, um, and I learned to kind of keep it quiet, but some people were able to kind of like nurture and understand that for me. But I was in the metaphysical bookstores as a teenager. Don't encourage Jennifer Lee to bring out props. What might Jennifer Lee bring out?
I don't know.
What's
What's
the
on your
Jesse, I love that. Hey, anything goes on this show. You bring those vampire teeth out.
That's right.
But if we don't express those parts, the kind of like, so he likes a little bit of the scary thing, right? A little bit of the gothic horror thing, right? With the vampire teeth thing. But that's all part of our collective consciousness. We are in this realm of duality. It may be an illusion, but we're in it. And if we don't be able to express those different parts of themselves, then they get repressed, and then they're going to come out in more, unhealthier ways, or ways, that aren't as helpful to us, right? And so I love that we would have opportunities. Why do you think Halloween is so popular? And it allows us to get people to get a chance to explore other parts of themselves that they don't necessarily have a chance to, right? And so maybe it's like the scarier part, maybe it's a little bit dark or a little bit gothic, or maybe it's your inner Disney princess and you never get to be all like that, but you want to be, right? I'm still traumatized by your prop. She's
the makers of the Halloween costumes for women seem to be a little scandalous.
You think? Yeah.
I'm just saying.
There's a lot of sexy costumes for women out there. That's very true.
Yeah.
Dressing up doesn't always involve your inner child, definitely.
Oh my gosh. I asked for a Ouija board. Oh, good for you, Tammy.
So they're
that's
always
cool.
That's
young.
Mystical. Yeah.
Did you get one?
Yeah. Did you get one?
Yeah, did you
So
get one?
interesting thing about spirit boards is they were very common back in the late 1800s. Like people, there was no stigma attached to them. They were a normal form of communication because, and it was a way that people could communicate with their loved ones in spirit without having to attend a seance, right? And pay money. And not everybody could afford that because remember, we're in that like new thought era back then in the late 1800s and early 1900s, right? So it was very much of a transcendental kind of movement. And then some guy who was real smart decided to capitalize on this and mass market a spirit board and call it the Ouija board, right? You know, fast forward decades now, it's gotten all of this like negative connotations and things like that. But if you're going to use one, use it respectfully, you know, say a prayer if you need to, right? But just a little interesting fun fact about those. So,
Wow. So Tammy, you did
yeah,
get 1 to 10?
she
Wow,
did.
that's
Wow. So
good
yeah,
for your parents.
bring
If that's
bring your love into it. Yeah, exactly.
Jessie says, I was born with a goth heart.
a beautiful, beautiful goth heart. Jesse is just, he's a magnificent soul. He's just
Yeah.
such a loving young man. I love Jesse.
Jesse, do you like the gothic rock? Like we're going back into like the 80s, you know, like Susie and the Banshee and the Cure and like Jesus and Mary Chain and all those. Are those like your bands, or like let us know like what you like, you know?
I'm
Go
curious.
that memory lane.
I know Jesse's very Scorpio, so he's very emotional, I would imagine.
Yeah, they've got that mysterious vibe
Very
to them. Very,
mysterious.
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very drama. Very,
Very deep.
In a good way. In a good way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great way. We went from inner child to inner wild. Yeah, with some of these things, yeah, for sure.
We really did. To inner wild.
Courtney says that Lynn
Well,
Juno
we're
has a
after
great
hours, ladies.
story
You know?
with something with inner child too. She said that
I didn't know that
Lynn,
about
if you're still in
her.
the house.
That's cool.
It's all about intention.
Right. What did you say, Kelly, about what did Lynn say?
Courtney
I
says
missed
that Lynn has a story with her inner child, a good story. So Lynn, if you're still in the house, pop in
cool.
and let us know what that is.
I think she wrote that
She
she was
wrote.
reading cards at a park when she was 14.
Wow. 14 reading cards in the park. Very cool.
That's pretty cool.
That
That's
is
young.
That
very
reminds me of Raven. Raven puts her oracle cards out when she travels for people to find them, which is super cool too.
That was pretty cool. I love that story.
Evelyn says intent is everything to do with whether you're in the light or not. Yes.
Yeah.
The inner child or inner wild, Evelyn.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Mom didn't allow those at the house. Are you talking about the Ouija boards or the cards?
Yeah. Probably the boards. Yeah, a lot of people are very scared of them. They think they're a portal to something dark and things like that. So it depends on your belief system. But you know, come in there like with good intent. You can say a prayer. You can whatever you want to do. But it's really like what you're bringing into the process too. I would suggest with people, don't use a board as a fortune teller, because if you're just coming in asking it to do that, you're gonna get nonsense, because spirit didn't come there to tell you to tell you everything that's going to happen. We're meant to experience. So if you're going to use it, think of it as a communication tool for love, and be patient with it too. Would 9 Inch Nails or Tool be considered goth?
They're asking Jesse his music vibe, because Courtney's like the cranberry zombie. I
don't know if 9 Inch Nails is goth or not. Like, wouldn't like Marilyn Manson, is that his name?
Yeah.
Like
that could be. It just, there's so many different facets with it.
Yeah, there's so many different. Yeah, there's a lot of subgenres that you go in there too. So it's kind of like it starts to get, well, it's this kind and it's this kind, and they start to kind of meld together with that too. So
yes,
this is what's nice about doing an evening show.
It's kind of like being on Netflix instead of like the regular TV channels. You can just talk straight.
we're getting into the facets of energy. We're like, Jesse, how
Yeah.
do you do
I
your
know,
goth?
like what kind of, I know, right?
What's your inner child?
That's like,
You know?
I go back to like, 80s and we're like, like Susie and the Banshees back then and, Concrete Blonde, these kinds of things, and it was like, so back in those days, but I'm not sure. Did we lose
Michael
Jesse? Is he still with us?
Jesse's like, I'm out. Like, I'm out.
Michael.
It's the most goth thing you can do sometimes. I'm out. Jesse, let us know. I know Jesse's around here somewhere.
Okay.
Jennifer.
Hello, Ascending Fractal Wonders. Hello, Michael Zinn. How are you tonight?
Yes.
That's
I love your sentences, Michael.
Great.
You always make us go. You make us think.
Yes, I know. We had to take a moment with that too.
It's a great word. It's a great word. I love the word fractals.
Mm-hmm.
The son is my son is a big Tool fan. Yeah. Hey, that's in that genre.
Not that band.
Yeah, Tool's actually pretty cool band. They're actually pretty cool too. And I'm really impressed with people who are like into the harder rock or into the metal music too. And you will find that they might be the most authentic, kind-hearted, loving people you have ever met because they have like embraced the darkness in a way, if that makes sense. And that doesn't mean they're dark. It means that they've allowed those expressions, because we live in a realm of duality, just like we talked about Halloween. They've allowed those expressions to kind of express themselves, right? And so they're not suppressing or repressing anything. And that allows them to really come forward and have this just full-heartedness to them too, which I love. Jesse said, stop spilling my music.
It's true, Jesse.
You have way too many psychic mediums on here, Jesse.
People love the 80s.
I love the 80s too, Courtney.
Me too. But that's what we grew up in. Yeah.
You go, Evelyn. You go. Evelyn loves Tool. Tool got me through some.
You're kidding.
People are saying metal girl right here.
There we go.
Oh, yay. You go. That's awesome.
We all have it's like we all have these facets of our soul with how they come out with music, with style, with just personality choices. I mean, I used to listen to a lot of theater or like Phantom of the Opera, and like that was like my I wasn't never gothic, but like that's like kind of the gothic kind of piece of the soul, like the tortured, misunderstood, right? Some of the opera.
Yeah. I have memories of watching. For me, it was a little bit of the movies too. I have memories of back in the day. You guys remember Elvira? They would play those really like those really bad like horror movies. They weren't but they're so bad that they're good, in a way too. And and I had a university teacher for English literature, and we studied like Frankenstein was like the novels that we read back in the day too. So I learned to have kind of an appreciation for that as well too. So it allows you to kind of exercise those like very dramatic parts of self too. 18 in 1987. Go, Michael Christopher. Okay. I was a Durani. I like Duran and Howard Jones and Thompson Twins.
Yeah.
All the new wave music. I loved it. I still love it too.
Michael, in 1987, I got married. But
in 1987,
I wasn't that much older than you, though. I was 20.
I was a twinkle in my dad's eye.
Yes, you were.
Kelly's a youngin'.
I used to really love. Okay, aggressive, but
really heavy music, loud, aggressive, but the vibe is different for you now. Yeah, because we change and transform over time. Sometimes we love like really spiritual, soft music. Like one day, like I need Satam Kar, and I want to just be in the long time sun, and I want to feel all of that loving essence too, right? And then some days, like if you're in bad traffic, you might want some hard rock just to like help you like deal with the frustration of being in the bad traffic
Easy,
too.
easy
And
all the way.
sometimes I want classical music. I want like really good. I want like, you know, Ludovico Einaudi, good classical music to listen to because it moves my soul in such a way too. And then, you know, and then some days you just might want some jazz. You might want to have some fun. You want to go swing dance into some blues. Can you tell I like all music?
You remember Spandau Ballet? Where they were they a one-hit wonder? I don't remember.
No, they had a lot of good, you know,
Okay.
but you're familiar with True. You're familiar with True, which I think was from 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink, right? Too. And Gold, Always Believe in Your Soul. That was from Goldfinger, I think, the James Bond movie too. So yeah. So we're all a bunch of music lovers tonight. We're definitely dating ourselves.
Hardcore. Music is my drug. I've never heard of Rhonda Shear. Are you familiar? I know Elvira. But are you familiar with Rhonda Shear?
I think she's the one who played Elvira.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. She's the lady who played Elvira. Yeah. The Munsters. Yeah.
Great.
And the Addams Family. Right? Remember the Addams Family too? Michael's.
Oh gosh, who was the Munsters? It was Yvonne.
Yeah.
Oh, what's her name?
I don't
The
remember.
Actress. But
I don't know.
She was in. This is just random. She was in the Ten Commandments.
Oh.
The Munsters. She was like Moses' wife in the Ten Commandments.
Oh
wow. Very
that's the same actress. Yvonne something. I think of who it is. But yeah, beautiful actress.
Yeah.
People love Tool.
Tool was cool for transforming.
I have to look them up. I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Transforming from a place of darkness to metaphysics with laterals. Third Eye, really enjoyed their progression. Yeah, some good stuff there too. Yeah.
Wow.
Look at we're all connecting through music. Look at that. We're embracing each other through music. The language of love and spirit. There we are.
Jennifer McCormick's birthday is on Sunday.
Wow. I'm glad that was remedied, Courtney.
In my head.
The Munsters. I've got the Addams. Is it the Munsters or there goes da 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 dum dum dum? Is that the Munsters?
That's Addams. Yeah.
It's the Addams Family with the hand and the hand.
Yeah.
The Addams Family.
And the wife, you know, how she would just kiss her arm, you know what I mean? She was very much in her divine feminine power, you know, because she was getting kissed up the arm, you know, and then if they try, you know, if the normal people tried to, you know, capture her, she'd be like, oh, I love it. Oh, there's nothing they could do to her.
I think they spoke a little French to each other too.
Did they?
I think so.
What did you say? I missed that.
I think they spoke a little French to each other every now and again too.
More than two.
I don't know. Oh my God.
There's two at the
end. Can we play some Duran Duran now?
Morticia and Gomez. That's right.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Morticia and Gomez. Yeah. Oh, happy early birthday,
Shout out birthday for Jennifer McCormick.
Yeah, Jennifer McCormick's. It's in a few days, right, love? If I remember right.
Sunday.
Oh, we love you, Jennifer.
Happy birthday, Jennifer.
Oh, beautiful. Music is the saving grace. I love that, Tammy.
I mean, music is so incredible because it's almost like you hear a song and it just takes you right back to the place and time that you were when you used to listen to it, which can also be good and bad. But yeah, I mean, the 80s music really brings some teenage heartbreak for me.
The Munsters lady they're saying is Yvonne DiCarlo.
Yvonne DiCarlo. Got it.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Courtney.
And then Tool. Tool has a lot of lyrics based on spirituality and mathematics. I did not know that, honestly.
I did not either. Yeah.
Mathematics.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Spelling LOL. It's okay, Michael. Mediumship is your thing. You're good. Actually, a couple of bands doesn't have Tool. Actually, he has a couple of bands now. Who has a couple of bands now?
Doesn't have the Tool inks. I think the lead singer is who she's referring to.
You have
I
to
think
tell
she's
me.
Courtney. I saw Slipknot at Hammerstein Ballroom on Halloween. That was pretty spiritual.
That's intense. That's intense. I admired. Oh, and then I have to catch up with the. I'm a little delayed in the comments. Sorry about that. But they're talking about Courtney admired the love that Gomez and Morticia shared.
I know it was really beautiful.
It's very romantic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Arnie says hi. Let's see. My husband calls me Morticia. Happy birthday. We're saying happy birthday.
We love you, Jennifer.
Yes, and love my oldies. Even country connects me to my grandparents. I imagine how they would have heard the music. So, however you two ladies facilitate going forward, whether it's the Tool talk or Adam's Family talk or whatever medium or modality of how your soul expresses or chooses to wear itself. Is there anything kind of before we close for a moment? I know we're at an hour. It goes so quickly.
Yeah, it did go by quickly.
Hope to kind of go over in the future shows to let people know what you're really excited about before we close.
Nancy, darling.
You know,
go ahead.
I'll let you start. You go first. You.
It just we continue to evolve and we continue to transform, and so let's do it together. Let's evolve together. Let's see what's out there. Let's see what we can share in our communication and our integration together. Let's mature to be the best people that we can be, but also where we're honoring that part of us, the childlike spirit in us, and have fun together too, right? And so life is meant to be lived thriving with joy, with wonder, and with depth of soul. And so let's do that together. Let's explore that together. And beyond the catchphrases, well, what does that mean? How can we get there? And let's delve in deep, but also have fun.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and we understand that, and we want to be along for the ride with that too. So honestly, no matter what comes our way, we want to really talk about shining our unbreakable light and really embracing that. The world really needs that right now, but more importantly, each and every one of us need it. So we really just want to be a place that we can kind of talk openly like we did tonight, and, really express opinions and hear each other out, and really explore what each other has to say as we get into these different topics that we talk about. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I love that. Yeah. And we've kind of we've gone and like you said, with the sunshine and the rainbows, that's very much the light, but then we're talking about the harder music and the gothic, and so we're in the dark, but dark isn't bad. It's just different. It's just a different expression, right? And when we bring those two things together, that's where we're just beaming. You know what I mean? When you can integrate that shadow side of you, which is really just your unconscious things you're not aware of, and bring them forth up into your being and bring them together with absolute love and compassion and acceptance and embracement, right? What can we all create together then? So like Nancy said, we're not afraid to talk about the dark either, in a way that will help us all to grow and transform together, so we can just be ourselves and be honest, right? And not have to hide who we are,
Right.
Yeah.
Be authentically ourselves.
Yes.
Be authentically ourselves. And it's okay to talk about the darkness, and sometimes we might just talk about different angles, like a dark sweater or dark hair on Fashionably Spiritual, maybe. I'm just joking around, but No.
Nancy's like, you wore black. I'm like, no, it's navy blue.
Yeah.
That's my color that I always wear.
I swear it's navy blue, but
I'm trying to break out of my dark clothing and shine a little more. We traded spots today.
When two are together, and I stand by this. I love that.
Yes. Well
done.
Yes.
Well done.
Love tonight's Love Fest. Maggie, hello. You're beautiful. Thank you.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
Is looking forward to future shows. And even I have to just read this comment. It was so cute. She's like, was like a sleepover with my soul family. She's like, I love these late nights. We need to do like a spiritual slumber party edition where everyone just shows up and smack at like 3 a.m.
Let's do
it. Drink coffee. It will be not a problem for me.
And someone just falls asleep on camera.
You know what movie I'm thinking about, where they're like, well, another thing. Do you remember the movie on Bridesmaids where they were trying to outdo each other in the speeches? And they kept taking their microphone from each other. I don't know if you guys know that movie.
I don't remember, no.
Wait, which movie? I don't know if I saw that. Which movie was it in?
Bridesmaids.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And they kept trying to, and another thing, and it was just never ending. Sorry.
Hey, girl. Hey.
We got so much more to share.
Thanks for staying up with us, Jennifer. A lot of appreciation for our UK friends that are up late with us too. We really appreciate you. So thank you for that, because it means a lot that you came, because we know it's late. So we really appreciate you. Yeah. Michael's getting
That's hilarious.
So in future shows, we'll be incorporating many topics, but we'll also throw in, some readings, maybe some card readings. We'll kind of have a multifaceted, show going on as we move forward.
Yeah.
I think so. And I love how Courtney's just like talking about inner child. Yes, I was very sassy as an inner child. I'm still a little sassy, but you won't always see it. But yes, I love this. So thank you. Courtney says she can read people's inner child. She was commenting earlier.
Right,
so that is correct. Right.
Lisa's who here. She had mine. She put a comment over on Facebook with the girl kind of like yay over on the beach, and she's like, that's so you with the wand and wings. She's like, but you just need a wand and wings and that's you. And I'm like, oh my god, she's got me.
Yeah. Oh, I love the witching hour.
It is truly.
Oh my goodness.
Nancy, are you gonna nurture us and guide us? Because you said your mom when you're younger.
Oh yeah, I was so bossy. Actually,
I want to know.
It's what it was. It is.
Can I know a little bit how you're bossy before we go? I'm kind of curious.
Okay, it's time to go. Everybody needs to go to bed. Good night. Go to your room. Go to your room. Go to your room. You get a wand. You get a wand. You get a wand. Get on the bus.
That's good.
Thank you.
I can see you with your books in your arms, Nancy.
Oh, I see you with your books in your arms. Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
At school, maybe you were bossy too. I don't know.
I kind of was. Yeah, when I was in kindergarten, I got a letter sent home that I talked too much. So,
that's great.
Started at a very young age.
What were you saying for them to go that direction?
I have no idea, but apparently I was touring the whole school and chatting with everybody. They used to call it I would go on tour.
That's our girl Nancy.
You really are really fun. Oh my god.
I was a roadie. What can I say?
That's right. I love it. Beach attitude, sassy attitude, and roadie attitude. So, they keep talking to us. We gotta go, everybody. I love this like rest easy, and then like Evelyn's keeping it going. She's like, Nancy, did you ever get that beer?
When I was 13, so that was when I was like 7. When I was 13, I used to sneak when my dad would turn around. I would sneak his margarita and taste it. So yeah, I eventually got it under 21.
We never did that.
I don't promote that though. I don't promote that. There's children listening.
We never did that. No.
She's crafty, Nancy's crafty.
I do want to say there's a lot of beautiful spirit around all of us. I'm just going to get serious for just a minute. There's a lot of beautiful spirit around all of us here. So everybody here who's still with us and has been with us, and the 3 of us as well. And I just feel a lot of support for helping us all to like move together in the love and the laughter and the evolution together. So they're kind of smiling and laughing and in joyful celebration with us. And that's a very good thing. So I just have to I got that. And they're saying, look for the signs, everybody, because we're coming in. That's what they're saying right now. They're like, we're coming in strong. Everyone's going to be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities showing up in these next couple of days. So
yeah,
well done.
Yeah, agree.
Well done.
Ooh, no, I can't drink that. That's the one I think that tastes like liquor or like licorice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of daydreamers. I know Michael Christopher saying looked out the window. A lot of us were daydreamers because we were going in trance when we were kids because we were little mediums and we didn't know it, and so that's a thing. That's a topic, Nancy. Yeah, the childhood daydreamer is the baby medium.
It's true. I mean, Michael's like, my teacher said I used to stare out the windows and I'd never get paid for doing that. Well, I won the argument and became an air traffic controller. And Jennifer's like, well, we became mediums. So, there's a reason why we're staring off. And Courtney's like,
now we're staring through the windows. Now we're staring into the veil of spirit and into spirit world now too. So we are in, because that's all it is that separates us from spirit world into physical reality is the window. And we're looking through it now, and it gets clearer and clearer the more we awaken and evolve too. So yeah, definitely go for the windows.
You could
walk through the door. It's scary but brave. Thank you, Jeffrey. Hi, Amy. Good to see you.
Thank you, everybody. Okay. Thank you.
The inner children are listening in. They got permission to come out today. That's a very good thing. Yeah, it's a very good thing. They need our love more than anything. I'm telling everybody, the inner child in us needs our love so much. Yeah. And when that part gets it, right? We're unstoppable.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things out there that always say, what advice would you give your younger self as an adult? Which is a very interesting question, because how do you just narrow it down to like one thing? Something to think about.
I tell her she's beautiful and perfect just the way she is.
Yeah.
Because it's taken me a lifetime to get back to that.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
But now you're rocking it. Turn it.
Yeah.
Turn it. Show it.
Then
we can never have a show without the crying.
Very unique energy. We have emotional, like healing, releasing inner child. Jennifer's connecting. We have talk about goth and rock, and I don't know why, but the comments are going nuts with like Uzi and Jaeger.
I know, then we went to alcohol.
Yeah.
Nancy, I'm liking the evening show thing.
I know you're used to being out in your 12 o'clock hour.
I know it's a different vibe for sure. Yeah,
it really is.
I still talk baby talk. I will always be a child. You go, Lisa.
I love that.
That's what we have pets for. That's what we have pets, because we can talk to our pets like they're our babies. It's like, hi. There's
I
no
really
crying
love
in baseball. Okay.
I really love that, Courtney. Be yourself and the rest will follow.
Yeah.
That's so simple, but so true.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
That's awesome.
That's the journey, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say the same. My self-esteem was terrible growing up. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She agrees with you, Jennifer. She would tell
Yeah.
herself the same thing.
It's just culture and society, and there's no one to blame. It's just the way that culture is set up, and mediumship has to kind of help us work through that, because we have to learn to be okay with making mistakes and not getting everything right in mediumship. But culturally speaking, the way that we grow up with our family structure, with the school structure, with the peer structures too, it's all about, if we don't do well, if we don't produce, if we don't succeed, that is a reflection of who we are as a person, if we are good enough. And that's why people have such a hard time making a mistake, getting something wrong, and worrying about that, because that part gets hit. And it's like, but we all are like that. Everybody's walking around with these subconscious beliefs of not being enough, or not being good enough, or not being lovable. It's everybody. So the journey of spirituality, if we think about it, is learning to kind of overcome that, or move through that, or move past that into the door of that authenticity too. And it's like being yourself, but also embracing each other, and being mindful of other people as well, and holding them too. And it's like, the more of our own inner love that we can build for self, the more we can hold each other, and the more we can learn what unconditional love really is about. So sorry,
Yeah.
I got on a little tangent there.
You did, but there is a lot of judge and juries out there where it doesn't allow us to maybe speak our truth, to be able to try something because we're afraid we're going to not get it right. There's a lot of that belief that we've all grown up with, even within our own family early on.
Yeah, there's no one to blame, because it's just the way everybody's learned kind of how to do it. And so it takes time. With each generation, we get better. We parent better with each generation. So it continues to progress. But there's still room for growth, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Even getting shushed not to cry as a kid, right?
Yeah. Don't cry, don't feel. Yeah.
Feel what you feel and let it out.
Yeah.
Yes,
There we go.
Being you is a gift to yourself. I found the most amazing people being different, being my difference. Be different.
Being different helped her find her tribe. I think that's what Courtney's saying. Yeah. And I think we're so worried about it, especially as mediums, we have to kind of come out of the closet, right? Of that. And there's a lot of, concern about judgment with that too. When we kind of come out to family or friends or community with that too, right? So it very much is a journey of growing within, right? Yeah, taking off of growing and being okay with who you are. And then something magical happens. You realize that the more you are unapologetically yourself, but also kind to other people, right? The more you give other people permission for them to be themselves and to find out who they are too. Because sometimes we just don't even know. We don't even know, right? There's all parts of self that are just waiting to be expressed and to come out. And it's like, I didn't know I was a poet, right? I didn't know. So, and it was just there waiting for an opportunity to come out. And so this is the journey we're all on together. So we're all, let's just do it, kumbaya, holding hands. Yeah.
I'm excited to see where the conversation goes next time. So that is going to be on wherever it goes, right?
I was like, I'm going to come on every time with them. I know.
If you want some extra company,
You're always welcome.
It's your show. Girls, you could call the show. It's your show. I will, take your lead, ladies. So May 12th at 6 p.m. Is the debut show, and we will see you next time then.
Beautiful. So that's the day after Mother's Day, everybody. So that'll help you kind of like trigger your memory of when we will be on next. So that was a lot of fun. break on
Yeah.
through to the other side. Well done, Courtney.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Such a
Yeah.
fun night. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thanks for sharing, everybody. A lot of fun, a lot of vulnerability, a lot of honesty here today. It's really good to see. So I think we've excuse us. it's a,
Colorful language.
we never do that.
Michael, yes, set aside 2 hours for the show. We don't know how long this is going to go.
That might
That's
happen.
okay. That's okay.
All right, everybody.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Good night,
you
everybody.
so
I
much.
love you, Nancy. I love you, Kelly. Love everybody
Thank
who's
you.
here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We love you so much. Big group hug.
Thank you, everyone. Love you
Good
guys.
night.
Love
Good night.
you.